Well, good morning, good Thursday morning. It's great to be here, and waking up, seeing the rain outside has brought such joy to my life. I love the rain. I love it because it waters the ground. It's God's blessings and reminds us of God's many blessings to all of us, to everyone. Particularly in my backyard, we have a large pond, and it's been kind of low. So looking for the water to rise, for the fish to have their environment expanded, the turtles, the frogs and all. But boy, it's nice to wake up and to see the rain coming in. Also have my Bible I told you about, that found Bible that I celebrated on, for many weeks now, but I celebrated this last Tuesday. And today's devotion is one that kind of fits with the preface to the parables that I spoke about on Tuesday. And it's one of a reminder to us of how we are to follow Christ's example, his model of loving and respecting all people, so we might bring to them God's word of law and gospel, to share with them the tremendous forgiveness that we have in Jesus. Now, the devotion I want to share is one that came across the idea from our Lutheran Hour Ministries. So if you haven't ever subscribed to Lutheran Hour Ministries, I would encourage you to do so. They have a daily devotion that comes out, and it reminded me when I read this of a comment that was made to me not only by my kids, but also by a couple of members in the church. And the most recent one was just a few weeks ago. Someone was dealing with an individual in their life that they had encountered many times, who was, I'll say, very outwardly transgender and going through that process. And they were like, well, I let them know I was encouraging them and caring for them. And I said, well, how are you going to respond to this? I said, well, exactly the way you would, Pastor. I will love them and respect them and treat them no differently. However, I can't celebrate what they're going through. And I thought, well, if I'm setting that example, then I'm following the example that Jesus gave, the model. And I'm grateful for my kids loving, respecting all people, treating no one different, and yet holding firm where God's word speaks clearly. So I share all that because the reading I want to have is just two verses. Luke 15, sorry, my nose itches. Luke 15, verses 1 and 2, which says, "Now the tax collectors and sinners were all drawing near to hear him. And the Pharisees and the scribes grumbled, saying, 'This man receives sinners and eats with them.'" Now you can hear the voices of the Pharisees and the scribes in that childish playground sound. They're going, "Ew, no, Jesus, don't you realize who you're hanging out with? These are the really gross people. These are those tax collectors, the ones who have kind of opposed us and the traitors of our community." They'll say, "Ew." And also there's those sinners. I mean, come on, Jesus, you need to get away. And he eats with them like friends. I mean, how can he bear it? Doesn't he know what kind of people they are? Well, the fact is, of course, Jesus knew what kind of people they were. He knew that they were the kind of people the religious leaders were too. They were sinners, all of them. The ones who pretended to be holy and the ones who did not pretend to be holy. They were proud, selfish, lazy, angry, unfair, faithless. They were people who gossiped, envied, hated, grumbled, and hurt other people. They were just like you and I. Now, certainly Jesus would have been justified to send them all away, to say, "Ew, how horrible," and just wash his hands of them, to have nothing to do with them. But he didn't. Instead, he called them close. He treated them and us with love, with respect, like lost sheep who are valuable and in danger, or like a lost coin, what means so much to him, and he searches the entire house for it. You see, he went out looking, searching, never resting until he found each of us. Now, then he made us his forever. How? By laying down his life on the cross for us. Jesus drew us as close to him as it was humanly and spiritually possible, and making us each part of the body of Christ. We who were sinners in all of our thoughts, words, and actions now become members of his own body. You see, Jesus doesn't reject us. He does the exact opposite. He incorporates us, living within us and sharing with us his own resurrection life and joy. So see, you don't need to worry about Jesus ever rejecting you. He knows what you are, and he loves you. He loves you enough to warn you of the sin of your life, and then to die on the cross to forgive you for all of that sin, and then to rise from the dead, so you would know that death is not even something you have to fear, but rather so we would live with him in heaven forever. And so following the model of Jesus, going out to others, spending time with them, getting close to them, loving, respecting, and cherishing them, realizing that you and I are sinners, and as well as they, and how the Lord brings all of us together, forgiven, restored, renew, to live life as one. And so that was the devotion I wanted to share. I've been talking a lot about Luke 15 this last week. It's our chapels for our preschoolers, for our 4, 3, and 2-year-olds, as we were focusing on the lost coin and the lost son. And it's one that we also focused on earlier too, as we talked about Ash Wednesday. And so great having you be with me this morning, and thank you for that. And let's close our time in a time of prayer. Lord, thank you for drawing close to me, for wanting me, and for loving me. Most importantly, thank you for the cross, for forgiving me all my sins. Help me, Lord, to see others in the same eyes and same way that you see me, a sinner who is lost, who needs forgiveness, who needs love, who needs to be brought back into the fold. Work through me today and tomorrow, this week, loving and respecting all people, and sharing with them the healing balm of forgiveness that only comes through your cross, where you died for sins, so that we would no longer live in them. Bless our words, our actions, our lives this day. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, thank you for joining me this morning for a short devotion, but one I hope that encourages you as you go out this day to engage, to love, to draw close to individuals, especially those who are lost, wayward, those who need to be forgiven, loved, and brought back into the fold of Christ's body. Have a wonderful day. Know that I love you, and aloha.